I'm Darren Senga with the Bethan Law Firm.
And I'm Adriana Hernandez with the Bethan Law Firm.
And we're pleased to present the next in our video educational series in which we make the business case for copyrights.
Okay, Darren, so we know that copyrights protect things like music videos, major motion pictures, YouTube productions. Why should a small business owner care about a copyright?
Yeah, that's a great question. The truth is, small businesses sometimes have some of the most valuable intellectual property out there. Copyrights are a part of that in ways you might not even think. If your business is involved in creating websites, taking photographs, taking videos, if you create original drawings, if you are actually involved in the design of everything from a room to a building to a garment of clothing, you have things that can be protected.
Intellectual property, that sounds like a legal concept. Why should businesses care about this?
Yeah, it's a great question. I mean, intellectual property, or IP as lawyers call it, is something that businesses of all sizes need to be concerned about. The common sense way of looking at this, really there's three aspects. One, branding. Good IP helps your company stand out, helps it be the sole source of something, original ideas and expressions. Next thing it does is it helps you build value. Intellectual property, of which copyrights are a part, can create actual assets for your company. The next point is that it's leverage. When you have a good intellectual property portfolio, you have a good basis for growth, for taking on new partners, or for selling the company. It's all part of what makes copyrights and other intellectual property valuable to small businesses. So Adriana, we talked a little bit about intellectual property generally, but amongst all those different rights, what is it about copyrights? What do copyrights themselves actually do?
That's a great question. So copyrights protect original works of authorship. That includes things like literary works, musical works, sound recordings, etc.
So is it enough for it to just be original?
No, it also needs to be fixed in a tangible medium. So when I say that, I mean that it has to be something that you can touch, feel, hear, or see.
Okay, so I heard you say basically two things. Copyrights need to be original works of authorship, fixed in a tangible medium. Well, based on those two things, is there anything you can't copyright?
Yes, there are a few things that you can't copyright. So you can't copyright a fact. For example, a bare bones calendar can't be protected by copyright protection because that's information that's widely known to everyone. Other things that you can't copyright are things like mathematical formulas, words, short phrases and slogans, and just mere ideas.
Okay, now that we know what a copyright is, who gets to claim it?
Well, when a copyright arises, it belongs to the author of the work. If there's more than one author, the co-authors are joint owners of the copyright.
Well, what if someone's hired to create something? What happens there?
That's a great question. So when a work is made by an employee, the copyright of that work belongs to the employer and not the employee generally.
Is that what they call the work for hire doctrine?
Exactly. Okay, Darren, so now that we know what a copyright is and who gets it, what does the copyright let you do?
Oh, this is the fun part. This is the business end of copyrights. The first thing you need to remember is that they create what's called exclusive rights. Basically, copyrights help you exclude other people from doing any of the things you'd want to do with this original work fixed in a tangible medium. So it helps you stop anybody from copying it or reproducing it. It helps people stop others from distributing things, creating derivative works, performing them, all the kinds of things that you would need to do to essentially create a little monopoly for yourself on your original work for your company. Okay, Adriana, now that we know what a copyright is, why it's important, and who gets it, how do you get it?
That's a great question. So a copyright arises automatically when the work is created. But if you want to enforce your copyright against an infringer, you have to register your copyright with the U.S. Copyright Office. It's a fairly straightforward process. You file an application, pay a filing fee, and submit a non-returnable deposit of the work.
And once you've done that, once you've obtained it, it's essentially protected for the statutory period, which changes a little bit depending on who the author is. If it's an individual, it's life plus 70 years. If it's more than one author, the joint authorship scenario, it's the last surviving author plus 70 years. And if it's a work for hire, effectively it's at least 95 years. Thanks for joining us in VLF's latest video educational series installment in which we make the business case for copyrights.
And remember, at the Bethan Law Firm, your problem is our business.